Today, my little friends, I'm going to tell you the stories of Dr. Bhim Ambedkar, or he is more known as Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was by far the most learned Indian politician, at least of his time. He was the first Indian to get a doctorate in economics from the London School of Economics, as well as a doctorate from Columbia University. In addition, he also got the degree of barrister at law from Gray's Inn, London. He had an insatiable hunger for learning. On his trips abroad, he would bring back thousands of second-hand books with him. His personal library at Bombay, Rajgir, had more than 50,000 books. Yet, at one time during his childhood, he wanted to abandon his studies, can you believe, and run away from home to work just as an ordinary mill worker. So today I'm going to tell that story only to you. As destiny would have it, this fateful plan did not crystallize. Father of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Ramji Sakpal, was a Subedar in Indian Army. The last and 14th child of Ramji and Bhima Bai was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who born on 14th April 1891 at Mo, was named Bhim Ambedkar. Surname to Ambedkar was changed later. I will be telling you that story also. The family belonged to the untouchable caste of Mahars. After retirement from the army, Ramji Sakpal settled at Satara. Soon he shifted to Koregaon, where he got a job as a cashier, while keeping his family in Satara. At this age of 6, Bhim lost his mother. His aunt started living with the family to take care of young Bhim, his elder brother. Bhim and his elder brother started their schooling at Satara. At school, they suffered untold humiliation due to the stigma attached to their caste. Can you believe this? They would be made to sit in the back corner of the classroom on a gunny bag, which they had to take back home every day and carry back again, because the school peon would not touch it. And you know what happened? When they were thirsty, they could not just go to the tap to quench their thirst like other children, because they were not allowed to touch the tap. When thirsty, school peon would pour water into their upturned mouths from top, making sure that the water pot would not touch their unholy bodies. How filthy and so sad about it. Nobody else in the school would perform even this mundane act for the boys. Later, Ambedkar described the agony of those days in his essay, No Peon, No Water. Once when Bhim was found drinking water from a public tap, he was roundly thrashed. However, not everyone in the school was unkind to Bhim. He was a pet student of one Brahmin teacher by the name of Mahadev Ambedkar. Sri Mahadev would even share his lunch with him. He liked Bhim so much that in school records, he changed the surname of the boy from Ambedkar to Ambedkar. Early in his school days, Bhim was carefree, fearless, and hardly serious about his studies. His interest was in gardening, tending to cattle, and rearing goats. In 1901, Ramji Sakpal invited his 2 sons and a grandson to spend their summer vacation with him at Koregaon. From Satara, they had to travel by train up to Mysore, from where Koregaon was 10 miles away. This was a very exciting proposition for the young boys, as they had never traveled by train before. Great preparations, including stitching of new clothes, were made for this vacation. When the train reached Mysore, the boys were perplexed to discover that their father has not come to pick them up. Later, it was found that their letter had not reached their father in time. They decided to hire a cart for reaching Koregaon. But when the cart owners realized that they were Mahars, they refused to give them a ride. At last, with the intervention of station master, one cart owner agreed to lend his cart on the condition that they will have to pay double the fare and also drive the cart by themselves. Cart owner will walk behind the cart. Left with no choice, the boys agreed to the terms. On the way, when they wanted to take food brought from home for the journey, no one was ready to give them water. Bhim knew that he was untouchable and had to follow a certain code of conduct, but never before he had to face such inhuman treatment and humiliations. It made him think about untouchability. Ambedkar writes in his biography, Waiting for a Visa, "This incident has a very important place in my life. I was a boy of 9 when it happened, but it has left an impression on my mind that was everlasting." When Bhim was about 10 years old, his father decided to marry second time. Bhim did not like this idea of another woman taking his mother's place and wearing her jewelry. He rebelled and secretly hatched a plan to run away from home and work as a mill hand in Bombay, where he knew many lads from Satara had been working. To buy train fare, he planned to steal the money from the pouch of his aunt, who would sleep on the floor with him. For 3 successive nights, he tried to get hold of the pouch tucked to the waist of the aunt, but could not succeed. When he got hold of the pouch on the 4th night, to his great dismay, he discovered that the pouch had only half an anna in it, far from enough to buy fare. Dejected, he spent the whole night contemplating his next move. Next day, he concluded that there is no use of trying to escape from school. Now he decided that he will become independent by studying hard and getting a good job. From that day, he gave up his truant habits and dedicated himself to studies. This self-motivation proved to be a life-changing event, not even for the boy, but also for our nation. I will be coming out with more stories about Ambedkar, and tell me, friends, how did you like that? Especially my small friends. Let me know how you enjoyed this. If you liked it, smash the like button, share with your friends as much as possible, and do not go without subscribing. Thank you all.